Loves. It's your girl Joy Deja King. Now, today's topic of do we care? Do we care that Puff, Sean Combs, Diddy, P. Diddy, whatever you like to call him, is up for his third bail hearing? Some news outlets are saying this is fourth, but we'll just say he is trying to get out, okay? He is trying to get out on bail, which is not surprising. I mean, when you go from living like this,
put your glasses up in the air. Let's take a toast to Sean Combs, Puff Daddy. Let's go. Everybody take a shot. Let's take
to now living like this, okay?
Sean Diddy Combs is locked up in a federal jail that has been plagued by harsh conditions and violence. The Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn has seen multiple deaths in recent years. An inmate was stabbed to death in July, and several others have died by suicide. It's these reasons, among others, that Combs' lawyers are fighting to get him out of there. They want him released on bail rather than being kept in jail while he awaits trial on sex trafficking charges. Combs is just the latest high-profile defendant to be locked up at MDC Brooklyn. Before him, there were R. Kelly, Elaine Maxwell, and crypto scammer Sam Bankman-Fried. One judge even refused to send some defendants to the jail. For now, Combs is one of about 1,200 people locked up at MDC Brooklyn. He's the highest profile detainee at a place that's been described as hell on earth.
Who wouldn't want to get out? Okay, so he's trying to get out. We shall see. All of Mr. Combs, the Combs clan, showed up to his bail hearing on Friday the 22nd. Take a look.
I think today is the day. Did we make bail?
Quincy, are you hopeful that today your dad will be released? Do you feel like today might be that day? Miss Combs, how are you doing today?
First person walking in was Sarah. She's the mother of his oldest daughter. So they were there all showing their support for Mr. Combs. First, I'm going to tell you why the defense believes that their client should get out on bail. And then I'm going to tell you why the prosecutors believe he should stay right where he's at, okay? And then again, do we care about this? Do we care that this man is locked up? Okay? This is the defense perspective on the reasons why they believe that he should get out. Now, they first say that he's offering a $50 million bond. Now, understand something, you all. This is not like a cash bond. This is a $50 million property that he has in Miami, his home in Star Island. I think that's a little bit weird myself. Now, again, if I was a defense attorney, which I'm not, I don't have any criminal background or anything like that, but I would think to myself, I would think my client should give up 50 million cash. Now, I know they're saying the house is paid off, it's $50 million. But at the same time, it's like I would be thinking to myself, if he were to flee, like if I was a judge and you're worried about him like fleeing and things of that nature, you know, you can't flee with a house. You know what I mean? But you can flee with cash because you need cash to live off of, right? So why wouldn't he give up 50 million in cash? I'm just thinking that because in my mind, if I was a judge, I would just be thinking to myself, well, you know, you're giving up your property, but you actually need money to flee. And so give us some money because that'll make us think, we'll be more inclined to think that he's trying to stay because he's put actual cash money up. They were trying to say he would stay at his house in Miami, but the judge was like, nah, you do get out, not the house in Miami because it does have a boat dock. They're also saying that they will have a private security agency that will be with him 24/7 so he wouldn't leave his property, leave his home. Only speak to approved people on the list. They're also saying that one of their other arguments on this particular hearing is that they're saying that the Abercrombie and Fitch CEO, Michael Jeffries, accused of soliciting male models and others to sex parties with promises of money and career prospects, he's facing a federal criminal trial in Long Island and they gave him a $10 million bail. So their argument is that their client is facing like the same sort of charges. Then they're also saying Mr. Combs fully intends to face these charges. This is also interesting. The defense filed an emergency hearing that was on November the 19th. They had a raid at the jail. The defense is arguing that in this particular raid, they came in and Mr. Combs, their client, had folders that said legal. And that, when something is legal, it's privileged. Even though, when you're in jail, you're not really, quote unquote, to believe that you have any sort of privacy, except for, attorney-client privilege. And they're saying they took these privileged information that clearly said legal on top, and they took those and they used it against their client, which is totally, not acceptable. And they want those notes not to be used for any purposes in the trial or moving forward because it's privileged information. That is the defense's argument when it comes to that. But the judge, when he was reviewing this evidence submitted by the defense attorneys, he wrote, the judge wants to know why the word legal appears on the folder that the defense attorneys handed in to the judge on Tuesday, November the 19th, when it doesn't appear in photographs in the same folder from the raid. Okay, are you following that? So basically, the defense presented their evidence and it said legal on the folders, right? But the prosecutor, when they had to submit their response and they showed the same photographs from the actual raid, it doesn't say legal, okay? Both things can be true. Defense admitted to the judge that he wasn't sure what material had legal written on it and what didn't. Okay? And the judge was not happy about that. Because, listen, to me, that sounds like an outright lie. But, okay. So, this is all the defense's argument. Let's get to what the prosecutors have to say. Their argument is this. First of all, your client is violent. We all saw the Cassie video. If you haven't seen the Cassie video, I'm going to put a little clip up right there. Okay, there's a little clip. Video shows beat her, right? Now, one of the arguments the defense was making before to discredit this video, they're trying to say the prosecutors had edited the video. Defense was trying to say that this video is misleading because it was just a domestic violence incident that was not appropriate, but it wasn't in conjunction with any sort of sex trafficking incident or anything like that, like the prosecutors were trying to make the previous two judges believe. But the prosecutor argues that no, that's not true. There was an actual male sex worker in the room with them, that there was a freak off the night before, and Cassie was trying to leave, okay? The prosecutor said, it was a bit puzzling. The defense brought up the video because Combs does not dispute what it shows. The defendant admitted and apologized for it in a public Instagram post, shoving, kicking, and dragging the female victim, okay? So once the prosecutors brought that up, the defense kind of went quiet. Let's be clear. The prosecutors are arguing with the whole case, right? Let's get into this little summary of this. The prosecutors, this is what they're saying. The government alleges that Combs and his aides coerced Ventura and other women into group sex with male prostitutes, and the women were drugged, fed IV fluids to keep them from passing out from dehydration and exhaustion, and physically barred from leaving the locations where these marathon sexual encounters were staged. Some freak-offs were filmed and, in all likelihood, to compromise or silence participants, prosecutors said. Now, and another argument the prosecutors are making is that Combs is known for trying to buy people off. One of the examples they give of that is the 2016 video of Cassie Ventura getting beat in the hotel hallway, okay, which first aired on CNN, shows an enraged Combs chasing, kicking, and throwing Ventura to the ground in the hallway of a Los Angeles hotel in 2016. Prosecutors cite the hard-to-watch video, which Combs purchased the day after the assault. The prosecutors are arguing that Combs paid $100,000 to a hotel employee to get rid of the video. They're saying that's proof that Mr. Combs, that he bribes people, pays people off in order to basically hide his crimes. And that's another reason why he needs to stay locked up. Because unlike the Abercrombie, was it Michael Jeffries or whatever his name is, you know, he's not being charged with anything violent, meaning that we don't think he beat any of these male models in order to make them submit. And the prosecutors are arguing the defendant has trying to find dirt on certain witnesses, trying to bribe certain witnesses. And they're also alleging, I mean, again, this is all alleged because the defendant claims he has done nothing wrong, okay? But the bottom line for the prosecutors, their argument is this. They say that that's one of the reasons why Mr. Combs needs to stay locked up and doesn't deserve to get bail is because he has proven himself to basically be a menace to society. He uses violence to traumatize and to coerce his victims into doing what he wants them to do, right? So in closing, the prosecutors reminded the judge this is a case about violence and argued the conditions proposed to the defense bail package. In order for conditions to be sufficient, there has to be some level of trust that the defendant will follow them. The prosecutors argue, simply put, the defendant cannot be trusted. She also questioned the team of private security guards paid for by Combs. There is really just no separation for the defendant. You work for him. There's just no way to trust that any private security firm could do what the court requires and ensure compliance. Okay? So you all, this will be interesting. We should know this week, will Mr. Combs or will he not get bail? And do we care? Do we care if he's out and free with everyone else, or should he remain locked up? Do we care either way, okay? Well, we shall see you all. Thank you so much. I hope you found this video informative. Please let me know in the comment section, do we care? All right, my loves, thank you so much. Please subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.